me, Khloe. Today we're here with my daddy and my mommy.
Hi, guys.
All right, so we are going to watch, I guess, a leaked trailer of Batman vs. Superman. I didn't know it was a leaked trailer. I didn't know it was this found footage kind of looking thing. I thought it was going to be an official release. Just to update you real quick, finished reading Batman Year One, finished reading The Dark Knight Returns, and I'm on to Superman Red Sun. For those of you who are fans of the comics and want to know what I'm up to.
My comic.
Oh, this is what Khloe is reading right now. It's called The Supergirl and the Legion of the Superheroes, The Quest Begins. And Supergirl looks very, very attractive in this picture, as you can see. I got Journey over here. Journey's a big fan of Batman. He really insisted on being here. This is gonna look like crap, just as a heads up.
Is that real?
That's legitimate.
Oh.
What I don't understand is if it's such a big deal to Warner Brothers, why would you release it in another country first? When you know that the rules in other countries are not like the rules over here. You're more likely to get away with someone doing a handycam thing in another country than in the States. Like, what are you thinking? I wasn't the biggest fan of the original Superman film with Zack Snyder. Man of Steel. Wow, that name totally escaped me. It's been quite a long day. Today was Star Wars Day, and Star Wars is still on my mind. So I had to kind of like reset for this. I'm a huge Batman fan, and I'm actually excited about Ben Affleck playing Batman. He was clearly bulked up for the part if you watched that movie Gone Girl. Mm-hmm. Is it Gone Girl? Is that what it's called? I have confidence that Ben Affleck could pull it off. He's that shows, that's some serious Batman stuff going on. It looks legit.
So they're enemies.
Okay, here's what I mean to say. I'm sorry, I got confused. So, Man of Steel, that's what I want to talk about. Please forgive me, I'm running on fumes here. Man of Steel was not the greatest movie to me. I was irritated with how long it was, and it just felt like it kept going and going and going needlessly. It felt like a lot of action and not a lot of substance in it. The one thing I did give it credit for, though, was the fight scenes. The fight scenes looked amazing. They were like Dragon Ball Z fight scenes or something, the way it was shot. I'm a huge fight scene aficionado, as a lot of you might already know, and I had to hand it to them for the fight scenes. It was great. Just in terms of character, Zack Snyder's always had an issue with making me feel like I could relate to the people that he's putting in front of the camera. It's not the fault of the actors, in my opinion. It's just his ability to communicate with his audience how much we should care about what's going on. Every film in his filmography, I haven't cared about what's happening on screen. It looks beautiful. It looks great. Even Sucker Punch looked beautiful. But Sucker Punch is very telling of how well he can communicate as a director to his audience. He can make pretty pictures, but he can't make you care. I don't know if I'm gonna care when I watch this, but I'm definitely gonna see it because it looks like they got some kick-ass stuff going on. And having just come off halfway through Superman Red Sun, it looks like they're borrowing a little bit from that. In Superman Red Sun, spoiler alert, if you haven't read it already, he is born in Russia instead of America, and he becomes a huge symbol in Russia. He's friends with Stalin. Basically, Stalin dies. I think it's Stalin, is that the name of it? Whoever was in charge of Russia, I might have that name wrong, but whoever's in charge of Russia, he dies. Superman takes over and becomes president of Russia, basically. He's got these statues for him and whatnot. He's just the most important person in Russia. He's still Superman. He's still flying around rescuing people all over the world, but he is not just a god, he is a president. And it looks like they're borrowing a little bit of that for this film, where they've got statues for him. Mm-hmm. And in Superman Red Sun, it looks like, there's just always been this competition between Batman and Superman. I don't know if that comes up in Red Sun. I can't remember if that. I've been powering through comics so quickly that I'm a little bit confused as to what belongs where. It was in Red Sun. It was definitely in Red Sun where, yeah, because there's, I'm sorry. Okay, let me get straight to the point here. In Red Sun, there's a rivalry between Batman and Superman, and Batman is literally taking on this giant, like Superman seems even more powerful in Superman Red Sun than in any other comic book literature I've read of the Superman comics. It looks exciting. It looks like what they're doing is exciting. I didn't mean to dominate the whole thing, but I just got so, happy that they were using stuff from Red Sun because the concepts were so interesting, and I didn't feel like they had really explored that yet.
So who's gonna win? Batman.
Is that really all you have to say
Yeah.
about it?
There wasn't enough for me to say anything. I'm like, okay.
Well, it's another teaser, basically. It's not a full trailer.
I don't know. It's not
Batman-
teasing me. It's a little.
How come Batman had glowing eyes?
It's equipment he's got on.
How can you see through then?
I think it gives him night vision.
Oh.
He's got this armored suit so that he can take on Superman. That, I believe, is from the end of The Dark Knight Returns.
And an armored car. Bulletproof.
Everything they release about this movie is so small. It's just these little crumbs they're giving you, and it's so deliberate. It's just like Star Wars. It's just these little tiny flecks of ideas just to make you go, what does this all mean? And you put the puzzles together, and they're deliberately making you crazy. They're deliberately giving you just tidbits to get you excited and riled up so that the whole internet loses its and starts talking about it. I would not be surprised if this was a deliberate move by Warner Brothers.
You think so?
It would not surprise me in the least if
It's
Warner...
all shaky and just so it looks like someone leaked it.
Yes. It's a good marketing ploy because then what happens is everyone's like, clamoring for it. And when you can't really find it in one spot, you're Google searching it for another spot. You're Google searching for it in another spot, and you want to see it, and everyone's trying to see it. This taboo thing you're not really supposed to look at. That's definitely gonna make you look at it. Good one, Warner Brothers. That touche.
They blur out his face. You're like, no.
Exactly. It just so happened it blurred out right when he came on the screen. Come on. This was deliberate. This was good. You can't fool me, Warner Brothers. Can't fool me.
Good job.
But they showed Batman.
They did show him. That armored suit looks badass. And his voice sounded cool. I thought that was way cooler than, I'm Batman.
Why is his voice always like that?
It's actually a smart idea, because the whole thing is as Bruce Wayne, as this billionaire, he's a very recognizable person.
Yeah, so is Superman.
Let's disregard that for a second. The choice of making his voice gruff is the most sensible thing he could do, I guess, if you completely ignore the fact he's a billionaire and could probably afford some kind of throat altering thing he could attach to his neck or his face, something that could change his voice for him so he doesn't have to sound like someone who's sick all the time, post really bad cough.
I just saw something.
What? What'd you see?
Like in the middle of Batman talking, he coughs.
Yeah. What is that? What are you talking about?
Like he's talking.
Where was this?
No, I thought of it. I made it up.
Oh, you made it up.
Where?
That sounds like a really good movie.
When he's talking and he coughs while talking to a bad guy.
We should make that movie. We should go pitch that to Warner Brothers. I think they'll greenlight that right now.
No.
Batman, the coughing
No.
guy. What?
You be as Batman.
Okay. I'll be Batman, and I'll be the coughing Batman. It didn't tease you? You're not excited?
A little bit.
The statue of showing Superman...
God.
False God on the Superman statue showing false God, that's interesting. That has teased me. I want to know more. I want to see what's going on.
So he's just, his head's super big. He thinks he's a god now. And
He is a god.
He is not
He
a god.
basically, in Red Sun, he's taken over for the safety of humanity.
I haven't read any of that. So.
No, you don't have to read it. I'm telling you. I'm telling it to you. I'm saying that's what's happened. The trailers conveys that pretty well. He's completely taken over. People are kneeling before him. He's Jesus, but with powers and kicking ass. And so Batman is like, no, dude.
I want the power. So I'm gonna...
No, it's not about that. Batman is like a refugee. He's a rebel. He's basically saying, you cannot keep this up. This is wrong. He's taking down the autocracy of Superman. That's his objective anyway. If you guys haven't seen it yet, and we did a reaction to it, there's this false Superman versus Batman trailer that is out on YouTube. You can find, if you scroll down on our trailer reactions, you can see it. It's actually pretty amazing. It's this stupid cartoon, but it's awesome because there's this moment where Batman is tossing...
Don't tell him! Don't tell him! Don't tell him!
Spoiler alert.
No, they have to watch it. It's
right.
really short. It's really funny.
Yeah, it's awesome. I thought this was a really cool little teaser. I hope, for the love of God, I hope that Zack Snyder manages to find a way to make me appreciate the characters. If not Zack Snyder, I hope Ben Affleck. I hope he just brought it. I believe in Ben Affleck. I'm a Ben Affleck fan. Ben Affleck, I've got his corner, man. I don't care what anybody says. Ben Affleck is awesome. So I'm super excited to see
His version of Batman.
His version of Batman, yeah. I really hope that he did a good job with it. I really, really, really hope, because if you watch the Dark Knight trilogy, who's the star? Why do you go back to the Dark Knight trilogy? Do you really go back for Batman? I like Christian Bale, but I'm not going back for Batman. I'm going back for the bad guys, specifically the Joker and Bane. Those guys are the ones that bring me back.
Tell us in the comments.
No,
who
what?
votes for Batman and who votes for Superman?
Oh, like you care. You haven't even kept up with it. The last time she did this, there was, who's funnier, Spider-Man or Deadpool? And my YouTube lost its and everyone was like voting who's funnier, and they're still voting to right now. People are voting. Deadpool won. Okay? Deadpool won. People prefer Deadpool. Far and away, Deadpool is the winner for being the funnier character between the two. But go ahead, put it out there.
In the comments, vote.
A what?
In the comments, tell us if you vote for Superman or Batman. I vote for Batman.
I think Superman. He could just spin back the earth and like turn back time and redo it, right?
That is not relevant to that is old.
But he did it, so he can do it again.
That's an old film that's not relevant to this. I'm telling you,
damn it.
they're not going to bring that back. As you can tell, come on.
You don't have a Superman shirt, do you?
No, I don't.
Oh, man.
Because screw that guy. I don't want to upset people.
Okay.
I don't want to piss people off, but I'm not a Superman fan. The thing is, he's too powerful. He's too perfect of a superhero. The only thing you can do to stop him is kryptonite or Lois Lane. It's always the same over. I'm like, come on, really? I personally think, I've said this before in a Talking Comments episode with Centel, what they need to do is they need to put a limiter on Superman's powers. They need to shove kryptonite into his spine or something, not to paralyze him, although that might be an interesting movie. They need to put kryptonite permanently inside him. That puts a limiter on what he's able to do. He can jump far and land from the top of a building, but he can't fly. He can just jump for a long time. That is from the original Superman mythology. It got altered over time. Okay, that's number one. Number two is, he doesn't have just this infinite amount of power. He's got a finite amount of power. It costs him calories, okay? It costs him something to use his powers. He's got the eye beams or whatever. He can punch through walls. He can take bullets, but it makes him tired. He can't just keep going forever.
So you want him to have challenges.
Yes, he is a Superman. He's not a super alien creature that's indestructible. He is a Superman. He gets tired. He gets beaten, has to go away for a little bit and come back and recoup and rethink. He can't just go in there. He's got to figure out a strategy a little bit like Batman does. I think that would be a much more interesting Superman, a weaker Superman. He's got to have more weaknesses other than kryptonite. Just give me a break with the kryptonite.
You'll see when you watch this movie.
False. No, wrong. They're not going to do that. They need to get rid of a lot of his powers to make him more interesting. He can deflect bullets, but it hurts. He doesn't just stand there and bullets are like bouncing off his eyeball. It hurts him when he gets hit with bullets. He still has to run away. It's like having a bulletproof vest, right? It doesn't penetrate him, but it stings. It's like, oh, it's like the way it feels for us to get hit with a BB gun. That's how it feels for him when he gets a shotgun blast to the face. it feels like BBs. It doesn't feel good.
You want him to flinch.
Yeah, or something.
Jesus.
Like he comes in and pinches you back. It's like, don't shoot me in the face. That doesn't feel very nice. Let me shoot you in the face and see how you feel. Or if he gets hit by a car, he doesn't just stand there and go, right? He doesn't do that anymore. He gets hit by a car, it knocks him over and his legs are bruised and he's got to wear a cast for a week.
You want him to heal quickly, like...
No.
Like Wolverine?
I want him to have to heal.
Like
Wolverine, sure.
Okay.
I want him to have to heal. Right now, it's just arbitrary. What perfectly exemplifies what I'm talking about is the end of Superman Returns. Kevin Spacey stabs him through the body with kryptonite, and then he proceeds to pick up this like space rock or something full of kryptonite. I just remember him flying into the sky, and this kryptonite is like coming out of the whatever he was picking up. This rock, this huge, like a city-sized rock. How the F-bomb? How the F-bomb is he picking this thing up into the sky with all this kryptonite and then he like passes out and falls back. I'm like, really? No.
He needed time to get into his system.
All what I'm saying is it's arbitrary. There's no clear understanding of what's going on. When Batman gets punched in the face and falls down, you understand. He's hurt. That hurt really bad. It's gonna take him a minute. In The Dark Knight Rises, he gets his back broken. There's a whole segment of the movie where he can't walk and he has to repair himself. It's ultra freaking clear what happened there. With Superman, it's like, Okay, I guess he's just gonna come back when he feels like it. Anyway, I went on this whole rant that I didn't want to go on about what is wrong with Superman. Ultimately, I think this is a cool little teaser trailer.
Why are you laughing?
Because this whole conversation was not about the teaser trailer for the most part.
It was very interesting, but still very dark.
Oh, do you know, I wish I was a shirt maker so I could make a shirt and it has Batman and Superman on it. With Superman has a big head and Batman has a big head. And they're both stuck on their head. And like Superman's head is stuck on his cape.
I don't even understand what's going on. You have a weird imagination.
And Batman's head is stuck on his cape.
All right, I think I get the concept. I get it.
They both say, "I'm better."
All right, we're gonna close out with that. If you guys have made it this far, I congratulate you on your patience for watching this whole thing. And if you get the chance, please check out my lightsaber fight scene that I just put up on YouTube. I worked super hard on that, and I'm very proud of it. I hope you guys enjoy it too. Pass it around, share it with people. Let me know what you think in the comments of that fight scene. I'm super curious to hear people's thoughts. So far, it's been pretty positive. So let me know what you guys think. I will talk to you soon. For now...